Madin Mazimba, Sprout Zimbo here, back again. Solo hip hop is one of those genres. It's a growing genre. At the moment for me, a lot of the tracks they just don't do it for me. I feel as if they're just too generic. They're just too similar, a lot of them. But once in a while, there comes an artist with a track, with an EP, with an album that really renews my perception, that just renews my hope in local hip hop. And today I'm talking about one such album, and this is Kingsvilla2 by Asaph. Now, it's been a couple of months. I've been hearing the name Asaph Kingsvilla on Twitter. I never really put much thought onto it. But then, when the Zim Hip Hop Awards nominees was released, I just thought, let me give myself some time to listen to this album. So I got to listen to this album, and for the first time I listened to it, I think I could not finish the album. I think I was not really in that correct mindset. But then I went back to the album a couple of days after. Then I listened to the whole album, and it just blew me away. I loved the presentation. I loved the arrangement. I just love even the instrumentals. They just on point. Charlie Zimbo did a very good job on the production of most of the tracks on this album. Now, after listening to this album for these past couple of weeks, I can say, I now realize this album is just one big personal story itself, and it's one of those stories that a lot of people can relate to it, and that makes this album much more better because even though he's talking about himself, what happens in his life, you can definitely familiarize with a lot of stuff. It happened to me, it happened to me. So now it's definitely a very, very solid package. So this album contains 13 tracks. Now, in each of the tracks on this album, they tell a part of the story, and today I'm trying my best, to decipher the story to an extent. So I had to write it down so I won't forget. And the first track is titled "Still Walk Benches." Now, this track just starts with a voice note from Tamara, and she's just happy with Asaph is coming back to town. He's been out and about, hustling, trying to make ends meet, trying to get some gigs, some deals going on. So she's just happy with his coming. And on this track, it goes on, and Asaph is just saying, I don't want to be like the city hall benches. Even if you come next year, you'll be at the same position. If you come after 5 years, same, 10 years, same. So he's just saying he doesn't want to be stagnant in his life. He wants progress. He wants to move to the next level. So it's just a track it just shows his ambition in life, which he doesn't want to remain the same person, but wants to become a better person. And at the end of this track, Tamara sends another voice note just saying, it's been long since we hung out, it's been long since we went out. So she just wants for them to meet up and go out, and also she'll be bringing her little cousin called Tulani. This takes us to the next track titled Vereza Music. Now, in this track, Asaph meets up with Tamara and the little cousin Tulani. And Asaph starts talking with the little guy, just giving him some advice, building his confidence, he just passing down the information that was given to him years back by the guys who were the seniors then, when Asaph was still growing up. So he's just passing some information to the kid. And then it also takes us to the third track, which is Form. Now, on this track, he keeps on talking to Tulani, just edging him, in life, don't put yourself in some very, very bad positions because of the fear of missing out. Could you do some things you don't want just because you don't want kutuzonziwanga usipo pazvakaitika. So he's just sharing with him some personal experiences in his life, just advising the kid the fear of missing out is not really a reason you can do something. So he's just urging the little kid to be responsible. And on this track it ends with Tamara, just telling Asaph, okay, now it's time to go home. You're now scaring him. And also the production here is done very, very well. Charlie Zimbo did a very good job on production. It's definitely one of my favorite tracks on this whole album. As the voice note ends, Tamara goes home in a cab, and Asaph remains with these guys, the Bad Boys. And that takes us to the next track, which is titled Bad Boys. Now, on this track, it's just Asaph and these boys. They're just having a good time, hyping each other, having a blast. Also, the production of this track is more hyped. It is a lot of energy compared with all these other tracks. Because all the other tracks, they're quite chilled. They're considering the storytelling, but this one, it's just depicting the energy that was there when Asaph was with these boys. They end up dancing, with the cousin, and they're just having a good time. They're going to the clubs, just having a blast with the guys. And that takes us to the next track, titled Double Cup Love, which features Calvin. On this track, is Asaph and these guys, they're just enjoying, having a good time in the club. And the ladies, they're all over them, giving them some double cup love. It's a lovely track. The production is just down on point. The vocal performance is also on point. And towards the end of this track, Asaph, he gets carried away in all the double cup love, the fun, the euphoria of just being with your boys after a long time. Then he messes up, and he ends sending a voice note at the end of the track to Tamara saying, you know what, we need to talk. I really messed up big time. Now this takes us to the next track titled Hot Light Beige. Now here is just depicting the morning after that night after put. Now as he woke up, now Asaph is just feeling good. Okay, yesterday I messed up, and he's feeling some weird sensations in his body. And Asha imagine maybe was it the girl that I was with last night? So it's more like he's just narrating what happened last night, how he got carried away, and then he approached a pharmacist, trying to get, is there any medication for this? And the doctor was asking him, do you know status? Have you gotten an HIV test? You know what? I need to borrow any situation like that. Last night you had this random one night stand, and this is happening to you. So he ends up and goes for the test. Then after the results, he was found negative, and he was very, very happy. He called this guy, he called his friend, just very happy. Good man, I don't know how, but you know what, I'm clean, nothing really happened. Just in the moment, listen, Zuru, I didn't ruin my life. Now the next track is titled Eco Cash. Now this track, Asaph is just talking about that point. Some promoters, they try to pull one on him, they try to shortchange him just because he's not really that known an artist. So when he goes to my shows, they try, they don't want to give him his money. So he's just saying, I want my money, give me my money, send them money, eco cash, it's all work, I'm working very, very hard for this. So just don't shortchange me because I'm not really that popular. The instruments are going to sound quite good. Asaph gave a very good vocal performance. It's also another nice jam. That is followed by the track titled SNGR. And I love the vocal loop on this track. The production is also done very well. And this track is more like a continuation of Eco Cash. And on this track, it is just directed to my promoters. It's just saying, I am a big guy, I am very talented, and I am the best in my city. So, don't try to do any stuff, don't try to because I know I am the best where I am. It's also another nice jam. And now the next track is titled No Regrets. Now this is a fantastic jam. I love this. I love the emotions, the storytelling behind this track. And on this track, a friend of them passes away, and all the guys they meet up. They are going to the funeral, and the people they just start auditing their lives. I don't want to die with regrets. So this life that we're living, because this guy who died, he was one of those guys they looked up to. One of those guys who was like the trendsetters, and they would follow. And here now they're just saying, I don't want to live the life we used to live because I don't want to die with regrets. And so this is a very, very emotional track, not for anyone who has lost someone. And that loss will really provide a platform for you to really audit your life. I need to stop this, I need to stop this, because if I continue, I'll end up like this late friend of mine. So it's definitely a very good track. I love the vocal performance. Also the instrumental is done very, very well. Now at the end of this track, Asaph gets a call from Tamara. She's saying, I have a big message, I have something I want to tell you. But because Asaph was so much engulfed in the emotion of losing a friend, he didn't really give much attention to Tamara, so he just brushed it aside, continued with the mourning of his friend. And that takes us to the next song titled More. On this track, it starts with a voice note from Tamara, another voice note from Tamara, and she's saying to Asaph, I tried to get in touch with you, I tried to talk with you, so now I'm leaving for SA. If you're serious, come meet me before my bus leaves. Now, as this track goes, you see, this is more like Asaph now taking a look at his life, I need more in my life. All these things, I may have a hit song, I may have a party as much as I want, but I need more. That doesn't have much meaning in my life. So he needs to be there for his kid, he needs to be a father for his kid, he needs to be a husband to his wife, so he just wants more in his life. So it's definitely one of those tracks he audited his life after he received this voice note. He really needs more because this appetite, it will not really fulfill him. So it's definitely a powerful track. And on this track, it ends with him. He sends a voice note to Tamara saying, I respect your decision to leave, but right now I'm going to work to change myself to be a better person. I'm going to change myself to be a better person for the future. And luckily I still have my family for the support, but he definitely respects the decision that she took. And that takes us to the last song titled Open Arms. Open Arms is an appreciation track to his parent, to his mom, who she has been there for him. And what he is basically saying on this track is that I'm going to do a lot of things in my life. I've done a lot of things in my life. Some of the things you definitely do not agree with them. But for me, maybe I have a vision that but what I want is that whenever I come back home, for you to greet me with open arms. Never stop giving me your support and love. I still need your support and love. So just appreciating and saying to his mom, I still need your support and love. Regardless of Zanchaita in life, I may do this, that, or that, but I just want your support in my life. So this is definitely another very powerful track. And on this track, it ends with a voice note from Tamara, and she's just happy with the decision that Asaph made, which is he's going now to work to make himself a better person. And she's just saying, I support you 100%. And whenever you want someone to talk to, I'm here for you. I'll definitely do anything I can do for you. And at the end, when you've made it, don't forget that I was the one who was behind motivating you. So yeah, that's it for this Kingsvilla album. And like I said before, this is a very, very solid album. I enjoyed listening to this album, and I keep on enjoying it more and more as I listen to it, as I find maybe more parts of the story that I did not pick up at the first listen or at the couple of listens that I did. But you know, this is a very solid album. I love this album. The production is done very well. Asaph gave a very solid vocal performance throughout the album. Like I said, this is a personal story, and I can relate to a lot of issues that happened in his story, and that just makes this album very, very good. And I know a lot of people, after listening to this album, you definitely relate to a lot of them. So I urge, could you not just download your copy, listen to this album, it's very good. I'll post the link below so you can download the copy. It's been offered for free. So my overall rating for this album, I gave this album an A. I enjoyed the album. The themes are on point, the performance is on point, the production's on point. It's just a fantastic album. So if you have listened to this album, go in the comment section, tell me what you think about the album. Tell me your favorite song, your least favorite song, if there is any. And if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up down below. See you again next time.
So I want your help. You do realize I never gave this gift to myself. I'm sorry.